Welcome back to the Charity Show Bites, your quick-fire dose of charity sector stories, insights, and a little bit of fun between our main episodes. I'm Tim Maitland.
And I'm Piers Townley. And today we're diving into some of the wildest, most extreme, and downright bizarre fundraising challenges ever attempted in the name of charity.
You let us know about everything from marathon running with a fridge on your back to naked sledding and even painting with your own blood.
Some of these will make you laugh, some will make you wince, and some will make you wonder why on earth anyone would put themselves through it.
But they all have one thing in common. They raised serious money for great causes across the UK. So, let's get into it. Okay, I've got the first one today, and this is running with a fridge. Tony the Fridge Morrison. So basically, Tony, affectionately nicknamed as the Fridge, a bit like the American. Do you remember the American footballer, the Fridge?
Yeah,
I think he played for Chicago, I think. Anyway, so Tony is renowned for running marathons and ultra marathons with a 42 kilogram Smeg fridge strapped to his back. His challenges have included running 30 half marathons in 30 days and completing the 2013 Great North Run in under 2 hours. And he's done most of that over all those years for Cancer Research UK. So amazing guy. But would you even contemplate doing something? Why a fridge? I've got no idea. Random.
I mean, other domestic appliances are available. Let's,
yeah,
a couple of air fryers on each arm. Who knows?
I Smeg sponsored him. That's pretty amazing. Great advert for them as well.
But you know what, Tim? That is only 42 kilograms. How about 59 kilograms? So I'm going to up it by more than 10 kilograms with the second one, which is the deep sea diving suit marathon. Now, back in 2002 for the London Marathon, Lloyd Scott completed the race wearing 130 pounds, that's 59 kilograms. So there you go, Mr. Fridge Morrison, 59 kilograms in a deep sea diving suit, complete with the brass helmet. So even more claustrophobic than it first sounds. The suit's weight and design meant he could only move at a slow pace. It took him 5 days and 8 hours to finish the marathon, but his efforts were in aid of the Teenage Cancer Trust, highlighting his commitment to supporting young people battling cancer.
Yeah, I remember it really well, but I can't believe that was 23 years ago, 2002. I remember watching it on the telly. Oh my goodness.
That's the curse of getting old, Tim, that one is.
Yeah,
while we're here talking about the marathon, I did want to put a little shout out to an absolute legend of a supporter. His name's called Simon Kindlesides, and due to a brain tumour and another illness, he was paralysed from the waist down. But in 2018, using his Rewalk exosuit robotic suit, which is kind of works his legs for him, he walked the marathon course for the brain tumour charity. Absolutely phenomenal it was. It took him a total of 36 hours to do the whole course. And Simon went on to say, I could stay in bed and feel sorry for myself, but why waste the life that I've been given? I'm going to live mine to the fullest. So yes, the entire length of the marathon on an exoskeleton suit. Absolutely incredible it was.
I think there's something really special about the London Marathon that it brings out fantastic stories like that and really sort of emotional, powerful, incredible things that people do. So, amazing stuff. Good on Simon.
And it also brings out the most amazing costumes year after year. A year ago, 2 years ago, there was an entire fruit and vegetable selection that ran as a team of, I think it was, just brilliant.
When I did it in 2019, I remember stood on the start line waiting to start next to a guy in full cricket whites, and with the pads and everything. And I was just thinking, he's probably trained in that, so he's been running around some town somewhere for months in cricket whites. People wondering, what the hell is he doing? There's no cricket match on today. What's he doing? So there's got to
be people up and down the country doing that right this weekend. So let us know in the show notes. The marathon is on the horizon, no doubt, with some amazing costumes. Hopefully the diving suit as well.
Yeah, and what looks have you got from passers-by when you've been training in your costumes? I'd love to know. Right, next up we've got, this is an incredible one, cycling a penny farthing across America, a guy called Geoff Summerfield. So remember the penny farthing, huge front wheel, little back wheel, all that. He embarked on a journey to cycle around the world on a penny farthing, a type of bicycle popular in the late 19th century, characterized by a large front wheel and a much smaller rear wheel, as I just said. His travels took him across continents, including North America, covering thousands of miles. Throughout his journey, Geoff raised awareness and funds for various children's charities, aiming to support underprivileged and sick children. So there you go, cycling a penny farthing across the world. Nuts thing to do.
You don't want to come off one of those. It's quite high up, isn't it?
No, don't fancy going on like a major road on a penny farthing. No. High-sided vehicles flashing past you, RINs taking. Yeah, no thanks.
And for this next entry, we don't have photographic evidence, so don't be expecting that in the show notes. But this is the Naked Sledding Championship. And it's a group of adventurous UK fundraisers who participated in Germany's Naked Sledding World Championships, where competitors race down icy slopes wearing nothing but helmets and boots. I mean, let's not even go to where frostbite could be or freezer burns. The GG event attracts significant media attention and participants from all over the world. The UK participants used this race for cancer research charities, so combining thrill seeking with philanthropy and also, probably the odd frostbitten bit involved.
That's a high risk one, that is, isn't it? Jeez, that is. I don't think it's
a spectator sport, you know.
Well, there's certainly takes bravery and a degree of I was going to say it takes a lot of balls, but that's probably too much of a picture being painted there. Okay, now we have back in 2020, Army Major Chris Brannigan walked 700 miles barefoot from Land's End in Cornwall to Edinburgh. He faced various terrains and weather conditions without any foot protection at all. His journey was both physically and mentally challenging. Chris undertook this endeavour to raise funds for Hope for Hasty, a charity he founded to support research into Cornelia de Lange syndrome, CDLS. I must admit, I'm not too sure what that is, but it's a rare genetic condition, apparently, that affected his daughter Hasty. So incredible that he not only did that, but he started his own charity to specifically raise funds for the issues that his daughter was suffering with. So amazing for him. 700 miles barefoot. I can't walk. I don't like walking barefoot around the house for fear of stepping on a bit of Lego or something like that. So imagine what that's like, walking 700 miles without anything on your feet.
No, that's incredible. That is. And this next entry, I've got a little bit of skin in the game here because I managed to interview and spend some time with him. An incredible daredevil. This is about Felix Baumgartner and his record-breaking parachute jump, halo jump, whatever you want to call it, high altitude jump he did from the stratosphere that has inspired some UK thrill seekers to planning to skydive from the edge of space, the edge of the stratosphere, which is approximately 25 miles, that's 40 kilometers above the Earth. This extreme endeavor involves ascending in a helium balloon before free falling back to Earth, breaking the sound barrier in the process. Such ambitious projects are often run for the mental health charities. And I remember when Felix did his own jump there, he raised a huge amount of awareness, not only for this feat of endeavour, but also for various things that he went on to support. So an incredible challenge there, possibly one of the most extreme ones that we're going to come across, Tim.
Yeah, I remember watching, he streamed it live, didn't he? I remember seeing him sort of standing on that, sort of waiting to go for ages. Thinking, when's he going to go? When's he going to jump? And then he did it. It's like, oh my God.
I interviewed him a few years back, and it was when he base jumped off the Rio de Janeiro, the Christ statue.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's that, yes, it's high up, but actually between the top of the statue and the actual ground, it's actually not that long. So we said that when it dumped, he had to then turn immediately right or immediately left, just so that he didn't go crashing into the mountain. But yes, from that and beyond, this is taking extreme activities to the max.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, from extreme height to extreme gore, really. Vincent Castiglia, I hope I've pronounced that right, is an American artist, and he's known for creating hyper-realistic paintings using his own blood. Now I don't know why he doesn't just use paint, but there you go. But using his own blood. While not UK-based, his unique art has inspired artists worldwide. Proceeds from his exhibitions have been donated to various wildlife conservation efforts, emphasizing the connection between art and philanthropy. So Vincent Castiglia, the blood artist. Have you ever been tempted to paint using anything other than paint?
I think it's kind of polite no for that one, Tim. And possibly, I don't think that's going to be on next on our campaign fundraiser ideas for the charity for next year, but no. You never know.
No.
More water-based ones here. At the age of 70, Frank Rothwell rode solo across the Atlantic Ocean, covering approximately 3,000 miles from the Canary Islands to Antigua. This entire journey took 56 days, treacherous weather, isolation, the whole shebang. And his remarkable feat, it raised over $1 million for Alzheimer's research, inspired by his own brother-in-law's battle with the disease. And once again, I've got also a little bit more of a charity shout out there, the Brain Tumour Charity. We have a set of 5 rowers attempting in June this year. It was mentioned in our last episode, actually. They're going to be rowing across the Pacific in June, part of a race. And Kevin Gaskell, who heads up that team, he will be trying to set the world record for the oldest person to complete that amazing race. And also the whole team are going to go for being the fastest to ever row across the Pacific. So yeah, Rose at the ready.
Yeah. Again, I said it in the last episode, someone who gets seasick very easily is not something I could stomach at all. That. So a lot of respect, huge respect to anyone who can get in a boat and do that for as long as these guys do. Amazing. And then also continuing on the sort of feats of endurance theme. This is really a shout out to everybody who's ever run, especially all those Britons out there who've run the Marathon des Sables. This is incredible. It's known as the toughest foot race on earth, over 156 miles across the Sahara Desert in Morocco. So it's an unbelievable 6-day long ultra marathon in which participants endure extreme temperatures and carry their own supplies for hours. And it's absolutely brutal. I've watched a couple of documentaries about it. I've spoken to a couple of people who've done it in the past. As a runner myself, I can't even imagine what that is like. 156 miles in sort of normal temperate conditions is hard enough, but across the Sahara, having to carry everything with you that you live and that's needed to live and survive, it's just an incredible feat. And a huge number of charities are often supported. Many British runners have undertaken the challenge over the years, raising funds for charities like Macmillan Cancer Support and many others as well. So, there you go. Big shout out to anyone who's ever done or even contemplated the Marathon des Sables. Amazing.
My respect goes out to anyone who even does a marathon, Tim, yourself included. I think it's an incredible thing to do. But you're right. A lot of these runners seem to start off the marathons like the first level, and then it's like, okay, multiples of, or the most extreme marathons. It's just, the last few years, it's been incredible. And as you say, that is such an amazing, amazing race. So from the heat to the cold, I'm going to speak about Lewis Pugh, who's an environmentalist and is an endurance swimmer. And he swam in the freezing waters of Antarctica and across other extreme locations, often in a pair of just swimming trunks. His swims are often done in sub-zero temperatures with icebergs floating nearby. Lewis has done so many of these kind of cold water challenges for charities such as ocean conservation and climate change charities, supporting organisations like the United Nations Environment Programme. So we're getting a bit of a theme here. We're getting a bit of temperature thrown in with all these challenges.
Yeah. Talking of swimming trunks, I can't remember his name. It's not on our list, but there was a guy, wasn't there, who was fundraising, walking around the UK in nothing but a pair of swimming trunks. Do you remember that?
That was.
I can't remember his name.
And a picture tells 1,000 words, so that was huge, garnering media attention every town he racked up in.
That's right.
The press were there, understandably.
Right. Yeah, amazing. And the next guy, actually, I've interviewed the next chap on our list, Ben Smith. Now, he's an incredible guy, very inspirational chap, and he ran 401 marathons in 401 days across the UK, covering 10,500 miles, raising awareness of bullying and mental health. And he's a young guy who he'd be the first to admit was very badly bullied himself as a child, and he wanted to sort of give back to those charities that helped him and help other children in similar situations. And it did an incredible feat there, 401 marathons in 401 days. Incredible feat of endurance there, overcoming injury and all sorts in the process. And he raised over £330,000 for Stonewall and Kidscape, two charities focused on tackling bullying and supporting the LGBTQ plus community. So, Ben Smith, an amazing guy.
And we started off our dozen extreme challenge rundowns with a fridge. We're going to end it with a wheelbarrow. So from one appliance to a different kind of appliance. And this is in celebration of Paul Swaddle, who undertook the quirky challenge of pushing a wheelbarrow across Britain to raise funds and awareness for a cause close to his heart. We do seem to do quite well in this country, don't we, for the kind of oddball thing. Journey covered hundreds of miles, obviously, and attracted attention for its unusual yet grueling nature. And it's a bloke pushing a wheelbarrow, it's bound to grab attention. The Paul managed to raise loads of money and supported cancer research and palliative care charities such as Marie Curie. So there you go. One man and his wheelbarrow.
Yeah, it's a very British thing, isn't it? It's a very British thing. I think, as you said, the whole principle of taking on a challenge and then just choosing a random something from your house. What can you look around, choose something? There's a giant chair next to me here. Take that on a marathon around the country, whatever.
They're incredible people, aren't they? You're right. They look and think, I'm going to do a marathon, but I won't just do a marathon. I'll pick my fridge up and go along with that, along those lines.
Gonna make it even harder for myself by choosing a random piece of furniture from the house to take with me. Yeah, incredible.
With plenty of respect for those people's other halves and families who have to put up with such nonsense for good causes.
Yeah. Also, what they're doing with all their food in the meantime when their fridge is gone around the country.
So there you have it, a selection of the craziest, most extreme and awe-inspiring charity challenges ever attempted.
And we'd love to know what's the wildest thing you do to raise money for charity, or better yet, what's the strangest fundraiser you've ever seen.
Drop us a message over on LinkedIn, X, Instagram and now even Blue Sky and join the conversation.
And if you enjoyed this episode of the Charity Show Bites, make sure you follow, rate and share. It helps us reach more people across the sector.
Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon with more short, sharp charity insights.
Until next time, keep making a difference, but maybe leave the fridge at home.